So let's watch a video from Freelee because somebody told me about it. It's called I got called out, or I get called out for eating French fries, answering your questions. So as far as I could see from the video, Freelee and her fries, I didn't really see too much people like calling her out or anything like that. Um, if you want my honest opinion, I think it's because a natural vegan made a video about Freelee eating potatoes. And Freely's video about her eating potatoes has 16,000 views, and Unnatural Vegan's video has almost 60,000 views. So people are clearly not interested. They see Freely as like some distant caricature of whatever weird rules and stuff. They're not really interested in going and seeing what she has to say. I think that people talking about what she's doing is more interesting than what she's actually doing. So maybe that's why she made this follow-up video. Anyway, it's 19 minutes long. I don't believe we'll watch this whole thing. I'm making some turkey burgers and it smells good. It's almost done. So I'll watch as much as I can, which will probably be like 5
Ryan
minutes.
says
Okay. A few people pointed out Freely was like, I didn't see it. I didn't notice it. I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention, but she would grab fries. Normally when people grab a handful of fries, I don't do that. I eat one at a time, but if they're going to grab like 3 and dip it into their ketchup, they're going to chew that, swallow that, and then whatever's remaining, I guess they'll eat that as well out of their hands. And people were saying she would bite multiple fries and then drop it on the tray. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, okay? But if she's doing that, that shows this is nothing but theatrics. I don't even believe she is going to do all of that she's saying that she's doing when it comes to ingesting and consuming this food. So let's watch.
these fries are cooked in canola oil, which is a seed oil. Seed oils, I believe, are the worst foods in the human diet, even above meat and dairy. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's been an explosion over the past 5 years or so against seed oils. Haven't you noticed that? There's a very good reason for that. It's not because they're finding out all this revolutionary information. No. Some of you are not happy with me after the French fry.
I have to speed this up. I want to know who she's talking about. Was it people in her comments? Did she get comments that I didn't see? Because I didn't really see too many people. Because there were people like, yeah, I love our fries too. It's fine. I didn't really see a lot of that in her comment section. So I'm thinking this is probably related to Unnatural Vegan's video. That's what I think. I'm not 100% sure, but that's just what I think.
Video I made the other day. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. I said I was eating French fries, a couple of times a week. And I got a few comments. Definitely, some of them were a little bit savage, but
Okay, finally, she brings up some comments. Canola, vegetable oil, hard no, very unhealthy. Just use olive oil, FFS. Canola oil is GMO. These fries have seed oils, which are really bad for you. Seed oils are bad. This is just common knowledge at this point. Okay. So, the fries that she's eating, the fat content is very low. So it's probably some really minimal trace amount of canola oil in them or on them. And there are people out here that are really, really against canola oil and vegetable oil and seed oil and all that. I personally, if I'm being honest and realistic about my own personal life, no, for me. Okay, for everybody else, I guess stay away from it or whatever. I'm not going to say that I do though. But she's online with a health-related channel talking about how she's a human frugivore. Right. What does canola oil have to do with being a frugivore? Whether it's healthy or not, what does it have to do with being a frugivore?
Just narrowed it down to about 6 comments that I got, which were expressing concern. And I feel like these are probably the comments.
I'm trying to pause and read the comments for you. Good organic sunflower oil feels fine, but canola oil is highly inflammatory. Why don't you mention the issue of heating oil as a result of the process? The following are formed: acrolein, toxic compound, which is produced when glycerol further leaks. Okay.
That maybe like a lot of you have concern over. So I want to talk about it now, okay? Because there's a lot of fear mongering. There's a lot of misinformation out there that is being pushed by the anti-seed industry, basically the anti-seed oil industry. Meat and dairy, olive oil, coconut oil are all against seed oils. And look, I am not here to defend seed oil like it is a health product and, you should be adding it to your food. And no, I've already explained that before. I'm not an advocate of adding oil to your food, but I am an advocate and a, staunch follower of the truth. I don't like the fear mongering because I see it.
Freely is in no way, shape, or form a staunch follower of any type of anything that is actually true by the definition of what the word true means. It's nothing to do with what Freely is doing. I don't know why she keeps bringing up meat and dairy, because I think that's maybe her way of saying, well, at least it's not meat and dairy, right? The meat and dairy industries, there's nothing about the meat and dairy industry that It's like she acting like it opposes vegetable oil or they're in competition. As far as I know, people eat both of those, a whole bunch. There's foods and processed foods out there that got both of them together. They love putting that dairy with that canola and vegetable oil and creating whatever concoctions that they can to make it as addictive as possible, delicious as possible. Okay. But anyway, she may sit up here saying, "No, I'm just truth. There's nothing true over here. Nothing true over here at all." What a joke.
It a lot with sugar, with the sugar industry, like with people attacking sugar all over the place. Another meat and dairy initiative, and also artificial sweetener. And I see the same thing happening with the
meat and dairy. Well, this has nothing to do with meat and dairy. You are the one that decided that you wanted to run around and call oils lamp oil. That was your choice. That was your decision. Okay? This is not cold pressed olive oil you decide to put on your salad. This is canola oil that you're heating. And even though it's a small trace amount, you're the one that decided that you wanted to be that person. To be calling it lamp oil. Now, it doesn't matter what Freelee says, because nothing about this is true. But whatever she says, no matter what she call it lamp oil, and no matter whether she calls it, the food is very beige, very dry. And she wants to talk about how something doesn't digest well. It doesn't matter what it is. She's going to do the opposite. Eventually at some point. So how can these things be factual and true? How can it be factual and true that you're supposed to, every single molecule of sugar you get in is supposed to be sucrose or the majority fructose in your life? As a fruit, how can that be true when you over here eating potatoes? Allegedly, by the bag full. Nothing over here is about truth or facts or anything like that. It's just her running her mouth. And if she says meat and dairy one more time, like, what does that have to do with anything? I don't know. I mean, just being honest about this is about convenience. This is about convenience. The baked plain potatoes is very hard and for you to cut up, very labor intensive right now. And they taste nasty and nobody can just eat those for forever. I don't know who's out here in 2026 still eating those baked on parchment plain potatoes. Nutrition by Victoria ain't even doing that. She alleges her kids like it. No, they don't like it. I'd never see her make that. She takes pictures regularly on Instagram of what she makes. And it's never that. Ever. Okay? Nasty no oil fries. Nobody likes those. Everyone is going to eventually give those up because they were always disgusting and they were always inappropriate for humans.
The veggie oil, because veggie oil has a big share of the market, and the meat and dairy industry want us to eat tallow and beef fats, all of the saturated animal fat, and we know that's ridiculous. It's not only it's cruel for your body as well, like really, really much worse than any veggie oil could ever.
I don't even want to watch any more of this because I'm already in veggie oil. The meat and dairy, so veggie oil. She's calling it veggie oil because maybe that makes her think that it's so great because if you throw veggie in the front, it doesn't matter how processed it is. Like, how do you even get oil? How do you even get oil from vegetables? There are certain oils. I'm like, how the heck do you extract oil out of this? What type of industrial process, labor-intensive, huge steel machinery y'all got going on to extract oil out of some of these things? That's absolutely crazy. This is veggie oil. This is veggie oil. This is veggie oil. You can see animal fat easily. All you gotta do is cook it, and the fat is like right there. It's literally right there. But it's like, how do you get oil out of corn? I'm so confused. Someone explain. I gotta watch a video tonight, maybe. Maybe I'll make a video about how they get. I'll make a video. I'll watch a video. I don't care about making a video about it. How do they get oil from vegetables? Low-fat vegetables. Veggie oil. Veggie oil.
Be for you. So. Yeah, I want you to be like really a critical thinker. I don't want you to just believe all this marketing because there's a lot going on.
She's not even exactly saying what the alleged marketing is. People have always eaten tallow and beef and pork fat and lard. Before it was even marketed, they were always eating that. And then she's squinting her eye. You want to be critical and making you feel like you're smarter than everyone else when vegetable oils is what is new. How would you go back a century ago? Maybe they had vegetable oils. Maybe they had it in the 1920s. I don't know. When did they first start making vegetable oils? I gotta look it up real quick, y'all, okay? And I can't edit this because my computer don't have no space. When were vegetable oils invented or introduced? Early 20th century. Major hydrogenated cottonseed oil, Crisco, to the public in 1911. So I guess that's a seed though. It says cottonseed oil. Is that what they consider? Because Freelee ain't talking about no thousands of year old vegetable oil. She's talking about, what did she say? Not Crisco. Canola oil. When is canola oil invented? Canola oil didn't come till 1970s. Be critical and think about that marketing. They really had marketing in the 1970s because they had radios, they had TV, they had newspapers, they had billboards, they had all that. Are you going to go back to the 1800s and see people eating lard and tallow and olive oil? Yes. Did they have marketing for it? They were just eating that. Duck fat, they were eating that stuff. You didn't need marketing for it. Stop acting like it. I thought you were a human frugivore. What do you care about marketing anyway?
Going around when it comes to seed oils. Have you noticed in the last maybe 5 years or so? And people are putting on their products like seed oil free, and like it's so toxic, but it really isn't. So let's get into it, shall we? Number one question about
toxic, but really not toxic. Don't let Freelee tell you any sentence and just believe it. Okay, I don't know whether or not it's toxic, but I'm gonna assume that heating canola oil, is that the best thing ever for you? This is the lady that literally micromanages to try to act like any impurity. This is the lady that don't even want to eat brown sugar. This is the lady that don't even want to eat anything with any trace amount of molasses. There's even light brown sugars and barely got no molasses in it. This is that lady. It's bad plant material. But you're going to turn around and eat canola oil. Does anybody remember that? When she was like, she don't want to eat brown sugar. She got to talk about how white sugar is so pure and so whatever. And people are like, well, what about coconut sugar? What about, regular, just a regular old cane sugar? It ain't even brown sugar. It just has a slight brown tint to it. Oh, it's trace amounts of plant material. You're going to turn around talking about you want to eat some canola oil and fried potatoes. This lady, I've had enough.
GMO. So Shane says he loves frozen chips. The only concern is that canola oil in Australia is likely GMO. And that's probably the case in, Europe as well, in America. And the good thing is that you're not actually getting any GMO material in your oil, because the oil is refined to be almost 100% triglycerides, 100% fat. It's very clean. Okay. This is kind of the same as sugar. Okay. A lot of people are like, oh.
We have Freelee talking about fat being 100% clean. What has the world come to? Normally she would describe fat as being something that was, like it was a contaminant of some kind. But now that it's a refined, super refined, industrialized fat, it's so clean. This is very weird.
Oh my God, GMO corn, sugar and stuff like that. But because of the refining process, you're getting a very pure, clean product, believe it or not. I know it doesn't sound like it when it comes to oil.
You're getting a really stripped down, unnatural product. You sound like a drug dealer.
But yes, obviously sugar is what our body runs on, so there's no comparison there. We don't run on oil. But what I'm saying is, as far as removing the plant matter, removing the residue that actually starts to smoke at low temperature, and we'll get into that. But the GMO...
Okay, I'm not interested. I'm really not interested, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm not interested in the smoke points. I'm not interested in anything like that. You can give a whole lecture like you know so much about oils, but you called it lamp oil. You were saying it should never be ingested, and then you turn around and ingest it, and you act like so surprised that people will bring this up to you. Okay, nobody told you to be so against oil. Nobody told you to do that. You told yourself to do that. But anyway, anything that she's really strictly against, she's going to change her mind. Hopefully one day that will happen with regards to animal foods, and she will wake up and snap up out of it and see that maybe some grass-fed, pasture-raised animal fats is better than, it's so pure, because they refined some canola oil. Do you even know how to make canola oil? This lady talking about something being pure and refined. This lady was up here talking about how we humans aren't meant to eat sodium chloride, she was saying in one of her videos. But she's out there drinking raw ocean water full of microbes. This lady gonna turn around and talk about things being purified. This is the weirdest lady in the entire universe. And I hope she ain't starting off her videos with, hey, frugivore. There's nothing frugivore about this. You ain't no daggone frugivore. Frugivores don't want canola oil potatoes. Maybe they do if a human hands it to them, but they're not out there in the wild able to construct their own potatoes made of canola oil and fried and baked. Let me click all the way near the end and see what she has to say conclusively. Canola oil inflammatory. It wouldn't surprise me if it was inflammatory.
Having that little bit of oil is going to really damage your health. So it's important to realize that canola oil is actually less inflammatory. It hasn't been shown to be inflammatory in itself. Sure, there might be some impact on your epithelial function, in your gut, if you're having quite a lot of it. But if you're having what I'm recommending, I can't see there being...
Oh, and now she's not even this is experiment. This is what I'm recommending. This is what you always say. You recommend every little experiment you do. And later on, you're going to call it experiment when you start feeling like the canola oil isn't working for you. The canola oil isn't going to stop working for her because she's a hangry frugivore that's been missing out for years, and that little trace amount of canola oil is giving her something that she's been wanting for a very long time, which is dietary fats. Yeah, It's very sad. It's very sad because she has to sit up here and explain being a vegan eating potatoes canola oil on them. That's the most vegan thing you could ever eat. But you're the one that decided to impose these rules. You're the one that decided, that's not what I recommend. That's not to the amount that why are you recommending an amount of canola oil for people? Why are you recommending anything? Huh? Anyway. I will end the video now. You can let me know what you think in the comments. I think that she felt the need to make this video as if people are really interested, and maybe to explain further why she believes that canola oil is not so bad, at least not in the amounts that she's eating now. And then she wants to turn around and say that, the frugal diet, the shine diet, whatever happened to the shine diet? Rather than being concerned about her eating canola oil, because I really could not care less about her eating canola oil, why don't you talk about the whole shine diet and the whole, what does she call it? Fructose to glucose ratio you were saying was so optimal, so necessary for the human frugivore. How about that? What you're recommending? How about that? Anyway, I'm gonna upload this video and see if sorry about that long pause. It might be a minute before I can come back and edit it because I'm about to go eat my turkey burger. That's it.